Let's start with Love is Rage 2. We've talked about this project a lot. We know it was delayed, he was frustrated, it finally dropped. Ak, we know this is your morning mood music. So let's start with Joe. What did you think?
Trash.
That's it?
Yeah, so now I want to hear what he has to say.
No, wait.
Can you,
Uzi was trash?
Can you give us some more detail, please?
Wait, you listen to the album. It's just garbage.
The full thing, one time, multiple times.
It's not for me.
Okay.
So much different answer.
No. Stay raw. It's
trash.
Okay.
It is trash. It's
So-
trash.
You thought
It's trash. I challenge anybody who thinks it's not trash. That's why I like sitting across from Ak. How we receive music is different, right? We listen for different things. I'm always judging a rapper by what he has to say. Now that's to my detriment. You know, that could be from my experience, that could be because I'm angry and bitter, whatever you want to call it, just the hip hop I was raised in. If you're a rapper, I expect you to be able to say something. So when I purchase your debut album, I'm listening. Y'all have heard me say on this show that I do think that Uzi has more star power than some of the other new generational acts that we talk about here.
you thought it was gonna have a message.
But a lot of that has to do with a lot of things outside of music. Did I think Uzi was going to have a message?
Based
No.
on the music you'd already heard?
No.
So then why would you go in
I wasn't
expecting
going
that?
in with expectations on a message. I didn't say I want to hear a message. I said when you're a rapper, I'm listening to what you have to say. That was it. I didn't have expectations on what he should be saying as a young 19-year-old kid. I just wanted to hear what he had to say. And then I cut the album on.
He's 24.
Even worse. All right, so he's 24. When I cut it on, I was listening to hear what he had to say to his audience. I got nothing. I listened to every one of those songs multiple times. It was all trash. The only song that I loved, you know how hard it is to make a Weeknd song trash? A lot of these niggas are doing that. That Weeknd song.
It is hard to make. The Weeknd is giving out stimulus package out here.
The Weeknd, I don't want to hear the Weeknd get with rappers and repeat the catchphrase that you guys came up with via text or email. That a lie on French shit. So now I gotta buy Uzi's album and hear, I'm unfazed.
You're still moving your hips to it, though.
Whatever, no, I was not.
I saw it.
No, that's what the kids do. So what I'm saying, it's difficult to make a Weeknd song trash. That 444 plus 222, the title attracted me when I listened to it. Nothing at all. I think the song Magnificent is pretty good, but he don't even come on that track until 1 minute and 50 seconds after it plays. So what I say is I'm listening to him and his album and how I digest for the star that I thought Uzi was. This project came really far from delivering that. So then I'm like, well, shit, the kid's got this huge audience. The numbers should be there, and then the numbers come back, and you did 19,000 without this shit that streamed for the past year and change. So I'm not crediting Uzi for these numbers. I'm crediting Atlantic. I'm crediting Atlantic for having the wherewithal and the sense to say, this is the song that's popping and catching. And when I listen to this album, I do not believe that he'll catch another one. Which is why I asked.
Wait. Catch another hit song?
Another Uzi
Mega.
Tour Life. There's nothing on this album that comes close to sounding like it will be in the same ballpark as Uzi Tour Life, as
you agree?
XO Tour Life.
I mean, of course, XO Tour Life is one of those songs that just kind of transcends kind of like all genres almost. But he has a bunch of songs.
And it has not transcended all genres.
Yeah, I severely disagree with you about your evaluation of the album. We listen for two different things, though. When I listen to Uzi, I listen for melodies and I listen for feel. Okay?
Can I interrupt
Melody,
you?
feel, and a little bit of flow. Definitely not lyrics. He's usually just spitting in chord.
Wait, so now going by what you listen to.
Yeah.
Fuck what I listen to.
Yep.
Going by what you listen to. Melody, feel, and flow. He ain't in the top niggas that do that. He ain't out Melody and fucking Ray Shrimmer when I listen to the album. He ain't out Melody and Travis Scott when I listen to the album. He ain't out Melody and Triple X when I listen to the album. He ain't. Oh no, please no. Please don't say that.
Out Melody and?
He's not out Melody and Triple X. And we're gonna get to Triple X's album.
Yeah, so what stood out to you on the project then?
Okay, for me.
It sound like Average Scott.
Average Scott.
Were you saving that one?
It sound like Wackest Scott. No, I'm just freestyling right now.
No, listen. For what I've expected from Uzi, if you listen to Uzi Lover's Rage, the original one, of course, the original tape is usually better than the sequel, and I agree, that's better than this album. But, I mean, the songs, the feel is still there.
Sounds rushed. And for an album that we were highly anticipating and waiting for, why does it sound rushed? Y'all, it didn't look rushed. It certainly looked like y'all took y'all fucking time. So when I put an album on and all of the tracks are 3 minutes or less, and you come on with fucking 8 bars singing like I don't know why.
What that is?
It's not a good album.
For the newer rappers, like
sorry Cannon, sorry Drama.
For the newer rappers, they're putting out songs like less than 2 minutes.
Kaiser and Julie don't care because they get into the money. They don't care about how you fucking do what you want on your fucking album.
Now, Uzi's tape was probably substance, not that much. But if you're just trying to listen for a type of feel, you know, like it's a vibe. It's a vibe on there, man.
It's a vibe if you're a child.
You're right. Yeah, that music definitely is not.
It's a vibe. Yeah. It's a vibe. It's a vibe if you're a child, and I don't want to come off.
Or teen or something like that, yeah.
Or disrespectful by saying it's not for me. The kids receive this music differently. I will never revisit this album ever.
And it's important to know that he says he only makes his music for the kids. He says if you're over 25, you're not supposed to be receiving what he's really putting out. That's very important too.
He didn't need to ever say that for us to know that.
No, but
you know what's a big misconception? You know what I'm getting tired of in hip hop, honestly?
I don't know if you're gonna remember the point, but hold it for a second. I think the vision that you're looking at Uzi's album with is kind of tainted by how you were introduced. Like I think I kind of put you on with EXO Tour Life. So you hear this big song and now you're like, wow, a lot of potential. You probably heard some other stuff mixed in. So you have this huge potential that you see this kid could attain. Listen to Uzi from like 2 or 3 years from ago. Sounds like what I would expect. I mean, he's evolving a little bit, but he's talking about pretty much the same subject matter, and the melody and stuff is.
So how would you rate this project?
It was pretty good from Uzi. Not one of his best projects.
Between 1 to 10, what would you give it? Lions say 7.
I would say 8.
Pretty good is not 8.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Isn't that better than pretty good?
That's my point with this guy.
No. Well, it's like a 4 out of 5. Well, so what's a 4 out of 5? Like excellent? No, excellent is like 5 out of 5.
Maybe it's a great.
Like whole album was like a 4.9 out of 5.
What?
4.9 out of 5. Like
the whole
or like
album,
a 9. Yeah. So that's like almost excellent. You get me?
All right. What did you think? It sounds like you liked XXXtentacion's album.
Is that what we're going to next?
Yeah. You mentioned it.
He put out there's a difference in the albums too. Like, you know what I mean? So I listened to XXXtentacion 17, more depth. Of course, like he made the album with a purpose. It was for people who are depressed. So you hear a lot of more.
Every album is made with a purpose. Every last one.
I don't know. The mumble rap joints is fast. It is fast food music.
He specifically said it was for people who are having a hard time dealing with depression, stuff like that.
Exactly. And a lot of the songs, very deep. Like he had a song dedicated to a young woman he knew that committed suicide. Very heavy stuff right there. Like, and also they sound great. He actually achieved, which is very hard for a lot of artists to achieve, where you have a message and it still sounds good.
He has separated himself from the new class.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, so you're a believer now.
I was a believer before.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but you always said that you're waiting for a body of work. So here's the body of work.
And I'm gonna bring this back up because I did say it was almost like blasphemous when I said it, and I didn't mean he was like the direct comparison, but I was saying to the new wave of rappers and to like the kids who are seeing these new wave of rappers pop up. He's kind of like in like a Kid Cudi realm. And you guys laughed me out of the building when I said that before, But hearing his music and hearing, if you listen to all the tracks, you see he's very diverse.
We laughed you out of here because when you said it, it sounded like musically we were comparing XXX and Kid Cudi, which I would never do.
No.
But we didn't laugh at anything else. I've always supported X without hearing any music because of what he stands for, right? It's the same reason that I don't support Kodak without hearing any music, because of what I believe he stands for. For me, that's important still. So watching X, and I'm not talking about the antics. I'm not talking about him getting snuffed. I'm not talking about the beefs. I don't care about any of that. He'll grow up, he'll mature out of that. Watching X though, you could tell that he was a kid of certain principles that I don't see other kids really exercise too much. For that reason alone, I was willing to support him and kind of monitor where he was going. I put this album on vacation, like just to show you, and I don't even listen to music when it first comes out, but I was looking to see what he did, because like all the newer cats, Uzi, Kodak, I mean, this is when we have more than a small sample size to go off of. Put that album on in Turks and I looked up and my girl starts crying immediately. We on vacation in the balcony, we looking at water, she's crying. She's lost a brother to suicide. I know that is heavy for her, it's heavy for me. So to hear words connect by mistake, because I don't even think she was really so tuned in. For words to connect like that by accident, and that was like very early in the album. That was like track 2 or 3, something like that. I heard melodies I didn't think I would get from him. I heard a singing voice that I didn't know was
very, yes,
it was very clear. It was very audible. I understood every word. Very short project, but he got to his point. He got to his point rather quickly and effectively. And then he sold way more than I expected him to sell. So now when I put XXX next to Uzi, and I put him next to Kodak, and I put him next to Yachty, and I put him next to all of these people with way more production value added. Because that's how I gauge. I gauge off of what can you do with what you have. X didn't have very much, which is why I grilled you a lot before his release date to kind of get some information saying, what do you expect? You speak to him, y'all talk, y'all kick it, you got a better feel of what's happening out there. And even we had a man like, it's somewhere around 40. I said, shit, if that nigga do 40, I'm clapping it up. Clearly he has curated his base way more than I expected, and he delivered. I'm putting him ahead of the pack. He will be here. That's what I mean. He has showed me enough to say, with or without the label, with or without a manager, with or without a 360, with or without your branding opportunities, with or without all of this stuff, you and your creative prowess alone can get it done. I'm fucking with X.
Hey, listen, I spoke to him and I asked them, because some people who criticize the album, they say it's short.
It is short.
It's about 21 minutes
22
in length. And he said something which is great. And this is how you know he was trying to get something across and be concise. He says my message can't be stretched. So he wasn't just gonna add filler shit or
for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, when I listen to some other albums, again, I can see where a nigga said, oh, I need the vibe record. I need the girl record. I need the story record. I need the introspective record. I can hear when someone is doing that. He has separated himself from the pack.
Very rare, yeah.
He has.
I thought he took a chance just going down this route, because I feel like the casual fan,
He did take a chance.
When you're hearing that a rapper that you might be interested in is saying, hey, this is a depressed album, I think it almost, people like the happy stuff, right? You like Chance the Rapper, you like the Kids Bop for Adults type of stuff, you know what I mean? But when you see someone going down a very dark way and he's making music like that, it usually pushes you off. But his music and how great it is, it's attracted more people to it, because it's genuine emotion. It's genuine emotion that passes through, if you're hearing it, pass through your ears and you actually feel something. So It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think we give fans enough credit. They can't be happy all the time, to your point, right? Sometimes you need some darker music. So just a couple quick mentions. A$AP Mob also dropped a project, and Daniel
Cozy
Caesar dropped
Tapes.
Freudian, which I thought was awesome as well.
And
That Daniel Caesar project is top-notch, phenomenal, amazing, all the way through 1 to whatever the fuck he ended with. I love it. I have not listened to anything else since.